Whispers in a coffee cup, a cozy, delicate folk pop song about quiet love, fleeting mornings and little moments that speak the loudest. Steam rising in the morning sun, she holds the cup like it weighs a ton. Silence sits between the sips, but every glance still speaks in tips. She doesn't need to say it loud. Some love just settles in the sound. Whispers in a coffee cup, the way her eyes don't look away. Soft words she never says enough, still echo in the break of day. No need for pages, pens, or fuss. Her heart just writes in steam and trust. She traces circles on the rim, thinking of the days with him. Memories brewed into the glass, bittersweet but meant to last. It's not about what she lets slip, but what she holds with trembling lips. Whispers in a coffee cup, the way her hands don't rush or shake. A smile that lingers long enough to tell you all her heart won't break. No need for songs or rhymes or scripts, just quiet sips and fingertips. And when the cup runs empty there, she's left with warmth that fills the air. You'll never hear her call your name, but somehow still you feel the same. Whispers in a coffee cup, love that only silence keeps. A girl who loves but loves grown up, and finds her peace between the steeps. No promises, no loud build up, just whispers in a coffee cup. The world slows down when the stars appear. She walks alone, but feels you near. The night wraps soft around her skin, and the quiet lets the truth sink in. She doesn't need the sun to shine to know your heart once danced with mine. Beneath the quiet moonlight, she still sings your name in whispers only wind can claim. No need for words, the sky's enough to hold the shape of quiet. She's never truly out of sight beneath the quiet moonlight. She kept your note in inside her coat. The ink has faded, but not the hope. Each step she takes, the night replies with silver hush and soft goodbyes. No need to ask the stars to stay. She finds her peace along the way. Beneath the quiet moonlight, she still sings your name in whispers only wind can claim. No need for words, the sky's enough to hold the shape of quiet love. She's never truly out of sight beneath the quiet moonlight. And if you listen close and still, you'll hear her voice beyond the hill, not crying out, just letting go of all the love she couldn't show. Beneath the quiet moonlight, she's glowing in grace, like stars that time cannot erase. No need to speak, the heart just knows. Some stories end in soft echoes, and she will always hold you tight beneath the quiet moonlight. Streets were quiet, skies turned gray, but somehow all that noise went away. She found him in the silence there, with coffee steam and softer air. The clock still ticked, but time stood still, and love moved in without a thrill. When the world slowed down, she saw him clear. No rushing hearts, just drawing near. No perfect words, no grand display, just eyes that spoke what lips won't say. She didn't need a bustling town to fall in love. When the world slowed down, the windows fogged, the rain would stay, but laughter warmed the quiet gray. They cooked in silence, danced in socks, and let the world forget the clocks. She never knew that still could shine, but in that pause his hand met mine. When the world slowed down, the light felt true. No one else, just me and you. No flashing signs, no chasing fate, just steady hearts that learn to wait. She learned to love without the sound of rushing life. When the world slowed down, she hears that quiet in her feet. A love that bloomed in slower ways still echoes through the loudest days. When the world slowed down, her heart stood tall. It didn't need the world at all. Just one soft gaze, one gentle hand to help her learn to understand that love can rise without a crown. It just begins when the world slows down. When the world slows down. She found it in a wooden box, tied in lace and ticking clocks. A letter folded, barely read, but every word still softly said. She held it close, not for display, but for the part she gave away. Lace around a memory, tied with time and honesty. She doesn't read it every night, but keeps it somewhere safe and right. A fragile thread that still can bind the pieces she had left behind. A ribbon worn from holding tight still smells like perfume, faint but right. She smiles and hums a song she knew when everything was warm and new. Not all goodbyes are said aloud. Some fade like lace beneath a shroud. Lace around a memory, soft as tears that no one sees. She never shows it to a friend, but reads it when the evenings bend. A gentle loop of love and ache, a keepsake she could never fake. And though the lace is coming loose, she still believes in its excuse that something loved can still remain in ribboned hope and gentle pain. Lace around a memory, stitched in silence, folded deep. Not for the world to understand, but just to hold with trembling hands. A symbol of a heart once free, wrapped in lace around a memory. She spins in the hallway, no one's there. Dust in the sunlight, caught in air, old song playing from a distance. The past still hums a quiet tune. She's not trying to rewind, just finding peace in what's behind. She's dancing with the dust in shoes that haven't moved in years, spinning through the morning rust, with laughter tangled up in tears. Every twirl a memory she trusts. She's dancing, dancing with the dust. Photos faded on the shelf. She smiles like she's still herself, not chasing days that came and went, just moving with the time well spent. No need for crowds, no stage alight, just faded wood and soft twilight. She's dancing with the dust to songs that only silence keeps, waltzing through the hush and hush, with secrets that the floorboards weep. No spotlight, no grand applause, just motion stirred by gentle laws. She doesn't wish to turn things back, just lets the stillness fill the cracks. A whisper floating through the air, and in the dust she's fully there, still dancing with the dust, like memory was never gone. In quiet grace and softened trust, she carries love where it belongs. No need to sweep what time adjusts. She's free, just dancing with the dust. We never said the words out loud, but love was there beneath the shroud, in every glance and every stay, in quiet steps that didn't stray. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but I still felt you standing near. We love without a sound, no promises or thunder found, just fingertips that brush the dark and left behind a fading mark. No need for music, voice or vow, I only know I loved you somehow. We shared the silence like a bed, where all the softer things were said. A smile across the kitchen light meant more than poems ever might. Some people shout what they believe, but I just breathed and didn't leave. just whispered hearts and steady hands that built a love that understands. No written letters, but I knew every quiet beat was true. Now when the night gets still again, I almost hear you through the wind. No echo calls, no voices start, but something hums inside my heart. We love without a sound, and maybe that's what made it real. No need to prove or to explain, just shared a kind of silent flame. I never asked, I never told, but that was love, quiet, soft, and bold. A window left open for words unsaid, for dreams that only lived in her head. She left a window open wide, even though the breeze had died. Curtains dancing with the past, wishing something good would last. No one asked her why she stayed, but that window always swayed. A window left open for words unsaid, for dreams that only lived in her head. She waits for winds that never blow, still hoping someone else might know. She doesn't close it, rain or sun, just in case you're still the one. The chair you sat in gathers dust. She never moved it, never must. A book still rests beside the sill, unread, untouched, but holding still. And though the days have changed their hue, that little space remembers you. A window left open for what was real, for the kind of love you don't conceal. She keeps it wide though no one's near, so the past can find its way back here. She doesn't chase, she doesn't run, she just believes you might still come. She talks to stars and falling leaves, still wearing hope upon her sleeves. And in the silence of the room, she lets her heart make space for you. A window left open, that's her way of holding on without delay. She won't admit She never raised her voice to speak, but her silence made you weak. With every glance a story bloomed, like flowers in a quiet room. She didn't write in ink or prose. She let her love unfold in rose. She spoke in petals soft and slow. In every way the wild things grow. She never begged for you to stay. She just bloomed along your way. No need for pages, pens, or metal. She left her heart in every petal. She braided hope into her hair and smiled like spring was always there. She never rushed, she never chased. She simply loved with quiet grace. And when you held her fragile hands, you felt what words don't understand. She spoke in petals soft and slow. In every way the wild things grow. She never asked for grand displays. She gave you peace in simple ways. No need for thunder, fire, or metal. She left her truth in every petal. You might forget the things she said, but not the way her garden spread. You'll carry her in bloom and breeze, in every tree, in every piece. She spoke in petals soft and slow. Now every garden seems to know. She didn't fight, she didn't plead. She only gave what hearts still need. Her love was quiet, kind, and settled, and she still speaks in every petal. A hopeful, tender song about holding on through the storm and waiting for better days with someone you love. The rain has been falling since yesterday. Clouds won't let the light find its way. She sits by the window, knees pulled tight, wishing the gray would turn to white. She's not asking you to fix the view, just to sit and stay until it's through. Stay until the sky turns blue. You don't have to say a thing, just hold my hand and see it through. The storm can't steal what silence brings. We don't need sunshine, not tonight. Just your heartbeat close to mine. Stay until the sky turns blue. The kettle hums, her voice is low. She hums a song you used to know. Not every tear needs to be dried. Some just fall and can feel like tide. And if you don't know what to do, just breathe with me, that's more than true. Stay until the sky turns blue. You don't have to wear a smile. I don't need the perfect view, just someone here to wait a while. We don't need answers, just some light. In your presence I'll feel right. Stay until the sky turns blue. There'll be time for running fast, but tonight just let it pass. With you beside me I can't wait. No rush, no fear, no heavy weight. Stay until the sky turns blue. Let's share this quiet shade of gray. Even clouds will move on too, and bring the light back to our day. No need to chase the sun or moon, just stay here, morning's coming soon. Stay until the sky turns blue. You were the song I hummed to sleep, a lullaby like folk poppies, about someone who brought comfort through their presence. A love so gentle it became a melody in the heart. I didn't need a perfect rhyme, just your voice to calm my mind. You didn't try to fix the day, you just stayed and let it fade. And every silence that you kept was softer than the tears I wept. You were the song I hummed to sleep, the warmth I held when dreams ran deep. No need for verses loud or grand, just you and me, a steady hand. When all the world had gone too steep, you were the song I hummed to sleep. The window cracked, the moon came through. You whispered things I always knew, not loud enough to change the sky, but just enough to breathe a sigh. And though the nights grew long and wide, you never once left my side. You were the song I hummed to sleep, the melody my soul could keep. You didn't try to make it right, you only stayed till morning light. When every fear began to creep, you were the song I hummed to sleep. Now the house is still and dim, but in the hush I think of him. Not gone, just faded into sound, still playing when I lay me down. You were the song I hum to sleep, still echoing where love runs deep. Not every heart has words to say, but yours still sings my fears away. No lullaby, no promises to keep, just you. The song I hum to sleep. She turned it on at 8:30, same as every night she'd wait. No message came, no knock, no call, but still she lit that hallway wall. She said some things you just don't quit when your heart still carries it. The light stayed on for you, even when the seasons change. Through every silent avenue and letters she never exchanged. It wasn't much, just warm and small, but still it shined through it all. Neighbors asked if she forgot, but love remembers what time does not. And though the bulb would sometimes dim, she'd screw it in and start again. She never begged, she never cried, just kept the porch light on outside. The light stayed on for you through snow and storm and summer heat, like something strong and soft and true, still glowing down an empty street. No need for words, no need for proof, she simply stayed, for love, for truth. Maybe you're a world away, maybe you forgot that way, but she still leaves the nightlight bright, just in case you come tonight. The light stayed on for you, a quiet sign you once belonged. No matter what you did and do, love doesn't always get its due, but still